In 1587, over 100 English settlers arrived on Roanoke Island, off the coast of what is now North Carolina, with the hope of building a new life in the New World. Led by John White, they managed to carve out an existence amidst the wilderness. Yet, when White returned to England for much-needed supplies, a ferocious storm delayed his return for 3 long years. Upon his eventual arrival back in 1590, White was confronted with a haunting mystery. The colony had vanished without a trace. The only clue left behind was the word CROATOAN carved into a tree. There were no bodies to be found, no signs of any struggle, and no survivors present. The houses had been carefully dismantled rather than destroyed, suggesting a calm departure. It seemed as though the settlers had simply walked into the woods and disappeared without a sound. The whispers of the townsfolk suggested various possibilities. Some believed the settlers had been killed by indigenous tribes, while others speculated they had attempted to sail back to England. Yet, none of these explanations accounted for the serene emptiness of the abandoned site. Throughout history, tales of strange occurrences have emerged from Roanoke Island. Locals claim to have seen ghostly figures wandering through the forest at dusk. Pale, silent apparitions clad in tattered 16th century garments are said to roam the woods. There are even claims of hearing whispers in an old, forgotten dialect of English carried by the winds through the ancient trees. Over the decades and centuries, explorers, archaeologists, and even psychics have sought to uncover the truth behind the Roanoke mystery, but none have succeeded. The Lost Colony remains one of America's oldest and most perplexing enigmas. Was it starvation that drove them into obscurity, a brutal attack, or a force of supernatural origin? Questions linger about whether something far darker was at play, something that lurked within the shadows of the trees. Whatever transpired on Roanoke Island, the silence it left in its wake speaks volumes, far louder than any scream ever could.